Welcome everyone, it's John here. I am in the middle of the Arizona desert. I am joined by a special guest, Morticia from Morticia's Captured Moments, and my boy Tim from Breaking the Shell, but he don't count.
That's right.
We're in the middle of the desert and we are at a place called Courtland that was a prosperous copper mining town that lied right behind us here in the Arizona desert. Now, of course, the conditions here have leveled a lot of the buildings, but the ruins are still here, and there's supposed to be a jail still standing here that even Wyatt Earp himself, from what I've been told, has been to and took prisoners to. There's a lot of copper mines here, a lot of cool stuff, and we're going to take you along this venture, guys. Follow us. Here's our first set of ruins right here. Got these concrete pads with some bolts. Maybe a fuel station at one point. Now this town was settled in the mid 1800s and it became completely abandoned in the 1920s when the copper mines became depleted and the price of copper bottomed out. There was a car dealership here too at one point. This was a very prosperous town. You see the backdrop is just the Arizona desert. It's so beautiful out here and kind of hot. Got some kind of pipe or pole coming out of the ground here. You can tell these are some sort of foundations through here. Definitely finding some ruins right through here, the brick. We got some wood over here. Looks like something's been digging a hole. Yeah, check this out. Some of these remnants, this wood sticking up. It's hard to tell what was here. And we got a little bit of foundation right here. Now what I'm walking on here was the original sidewalk for the town. These were all storefronts right through here. You can see kind of where they began and where they ended right over here. So you imagine Wyatt Earp walking to get him some chewing tobacco or something and walking into this store here. You know, Wyatt Earp himself stood here on this ground where we're at. And right here is some barbed wire laying all over the ground. I hear that old barbed wire is worth a lot of money. It's amazing how well preserved this concrete is from being abandoned for over 90 years. Nearly 100 years this has been abandoned. You can see a good shot here of the foundation that was separated the storefronts from each other. Then you go right over here and there's another one. Just stone and mud to make these foundations. You can see the rock wall back there where they ended. Probably had a little back alleyway. It's a really neat downtown area. You just imagine 100 years ago, 150 years ago, when this was a booming town, all the life that was out here. Now it's just desert wasteland. Now an interesting fact, so these steps come down here, and it's almost like the town is divided and you got more steps here. But what actually happened, they had this open so the horses and buggies could come through and go in between these buildings. And they had places for their horses back here to stay, and have water and everything for them back there. So this is kind of like a parking area for horses and stagecoach back in the 1800s. So it's a pretty neat little how it's separated here, and you got steps on each side, and the sidewalk continues that way. And look, we got a little bit of horse apples right here in the middle. It's kind of ironic. Nature's turlet. Got a lot of these here that hurt very badly. We'll continue on down the downtown area here. It's amazing how nature has just reclaimed its land. Now, where I'm standing right now, I am in the middle of where this town saloon used to be. And inside this saloon, they had the brothel. They had all kinds of crazy stuff going here. It's amazing to think what went on right where I'm standing right now. There was a number of murders that happened in here, you know, people gambling. I mean, Billy the Kid could have been here for all we know. We know that Wyatt Earp was in this town and he took people to the jail. So who's to say Wyatt Earp himself didn't come in here, sat down and have him a drink before he went on back to Tombstone? It's just amazing. It's mind-blowing and amazing to stand somewhere like this with so much history that has just been forgotten in the middle of the desert. So let's go around and explore some more, guys. I just imagine if you look from one foundation over to the next, the center point is about right here. So you imagine standing right here and pushing open the saloon doors, walking in. There's some very nice ruins here. I don't know if this was a chimney or what, but you can see all the crumbled bricks and blocks. Some pretty good remnants here left. I believe this used to be the watering hole for the horses. This is where they would keep them back behind the town here. And the horses would come through here and have water to drink. And their stagecoaches and everything would be parked right down through here along this bluff. And just scattered all through here is ruins, debris of what once was. Ouch. This is where a lot of the homes stood throughout the town, all through this vastness. Now guys, I'm gonna show you something crazy right here. This kind of freaked me out. I just walked up on this. This is why places like this is so dangerous. If you're ever out here, you need to really be careful. But if you look right here, is a mine shaft. Now, this mine shaft looks deep. I'm gonna try to extend you out with my long pole here. And if you can see down in there, that looks so scary and creepy, and there's nothing around here marking this that's here. It's just an open mine shaft, and if you weren't paying attention, you would go bye-bye. Here's another look for you guys. Now I'm gonna back away from this. The last thing I wanna do is fall in that. So I'm gonna go to another area. Now another thing I just thought about, there's mine shafts that run under us all over through here. And it's very dangerous. Like one could collapse at any time. It's such dry conditions. So gotta be careful if you're ever out in the desert like this. There's mines everywhere, so always be careful, guys. I'm standing in the middle of an old house foundation here. Not a whole lot left, but broken shards of glass all over the place. There's an interesting piece of pottery. Always gotta watch for scorpions too when you pick stuff up. Some more remnants here. Just laying out here in the middle of nowhere. And one thing I like to do is come out here with a metal detector. Now that would be interesting to see what you could find here with a metal detector. Here's an old, I guess a trough for horses as well. This is really cool. This is just out here, just setting in the middle of nowhere. Look at these mountains. So majestic here. Now this is interesting. This is where the town's water supply came from. There's a big water tank up here. Gravity fed the whole town down at the bottom of the hill. This thing is huge. Oh, these desert brawlers are treacherous. So cool. There's some old concrete stuff over here. There used to be houses all through here. Down along this road used to be houses on each side. Now here's a foundation of someone's home, and a lot of it's still surprisingly intact. This is amazing. Look around here, gotta be careful. There's desert insects and lots of pricklies here. Look at that. This stone wall here. And I walked right into this prickly bush. It almost seems to be two separate structures here, side by side. Look at all the remnants laying here on the ground. Now, you know, places like this, a lot of the history's lost. So we don't know who lived here, who they were, and what happened with their lives. Why did they leave? Well, I mean, we know the town was pretty much deserted based on the copper prices dipping. But it's sad that these people lost their homes, they moved out, they left, and now it's just post-apocalyptic wasteland at this point. But it is something beautiful to see. Just the fact I'm standing here with this majestic mountain range behind me is just really neat. This must have been the home of a prominent person in this town. This thing is massive, given the size of the other businesses and homes that were here. There's no telling who lived here. Look at the rocks. And it was a two-story building. This could have been some sort of business. But if you look, that line right there would have been where the second story was. Look at these windows and this doorway back here still preserved. Even under these harsh desert conditions, this always remained intact. The really neat thing about this kind of abandonment and decay is, unlike where I'm from in Tennessee, most of it is due to loss of home via foreclosure or businesses defuncting. Now, I know this one is the same circumstance, but what happens where I'm from is, you know, the banks take it, people go in and vandalize it, they loot it. Here, it's just left. This is all natural decay from the desert. And it's really neat. It's a different look at abandonment than what I'm really used to. So it's kind of cool to see this and see something that's just been left and nature has done its toll on it, not hooligans coming in and destroying it. So it's a really neat thing to see for me. Now, where I'm standing right now is the crown jewel of what remains of this town. It is the jail, where Wyatt Earp himself has brought prisoners. And right behind me here is the old jail. It is still standing. It still has bars in the windows. We're going to go check this thing out, guys. This is exciting. I love the arch peak on top there. Kind of reminds me of the Alamo a little bit. But this building is just so cool. For it being abandoned for nearly 100 years. Crazy architecture. And some profound graffiti as well. This is one of the cells here. Look at the windows up here with the bars in them. And you can see the remnants of the bars here as you look out and see into the desert mountain. Now in here, I want to turn night vision on so you can see better since it's so dark. This is desert prison turlet. Over here, we have Tim. It's in jail. Pretty much the same design over here. Concrete roof. Wow, I wonder if water just rained right in on them. You imagine in the summer being trapped in here, how miserable and hot it would be. Over here's a little bit better preserved prison jail turlet. Even got a pipe in here. I was gonna go ahead and tell you, this is really cool. Standing in an area where Wyatt Earp has been. Imagine what prisoners have been here. There's not really a good record of the prisoners, so I mean, it could have been Wild West outlaws, and I'm sure there was outlaws that were put here in jail, and it's just amazing the history this brings along with it. Now, it's been confirmed that in this jail, 4 prisoners were murdered by other prisoners in here over the years it was in use. So I know it's daytime, but they say you can catch EVPs during the day. I'm going to do a quick little EVP session for you guys to see if we can capture any voices. So you ready for this? Let's do it. I want you guys to listen, make sure you got your earbuds in, see if we can hear something. Okay, Tim's going to join me on a CVP session. I'll start it off by asking, is there anyone in here with us? What's your name? What was that? I heard a roar or something. If y'all heard that, let me know. Yeah, it came and went real quick. It's like a little roaring sound. Did you die in here? How was you murdered? Did you hear that?
That sounded like a moan.
Yeah.
A man's moan.
A man's moan. Let me know if you heard that, guys. Me and Tim both heard that. How long was you in jail here? I just noticed here on the walls like tally marks. I wonder if that was somebody counting down to their last days in here. Now out here somewhere is a mine shaft that you can actually get inside of. This looks like when it's caved in. I hope this isn't it. So we'll keep looking around the bend here and see if we can find it. Okay guys, we have found the mine shaft. It's very small. It's the only way you can get in. Tim from Breaking the Shell is already in there. Guys, I'm gonna climb down there too. Why not? Let's do this.
All right, guys, check this out. Just the veins of this stuff. Here's the openings. There's another shaft there. Look at the layers of that. And then there's the shafts. I don't know if I'm gonna climb up there, guys. I don't know how much further I want to venture. Oh, it goes open there. All right, I'm gonna come back.
Huge shout out to my boy Tim for taking my camera down. I didn't quite fit down in the hole. I still got some more work to do on the weight. Okay guys, this place is so cool. I've always wanted to check out the desert ghost towns, and this one is a good one. I know there's not a lot left, but it's just still cool walking in the same places that some of these people from back in the old days did. Huge shout out to Morticia. Thank you so much. Go check her channel out, guys. I'm gonna link it down below. Yeah, there's Tim too. I'm gonna link her channel down below, guys. She does some really cool stuff. She sets up her camera. She lives in a haunted house and she just lets it live stream all night. So go in there and check it out, guys. It's really cool. People claim they hear noises, things move. It's really crazy. And I've been in her house and it is spooky, guys. So go check her channel out. I will put the link to it down below. And always go check out my boy Breaking the Shell. I will link him as well. Thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't checked out my second channel, go check it out. It's the John and Heather channel. It's also linked below. All the social media, all that good stuff. Thank you for coming on this venture. I love you. Y'all have a wonderful day.